tend to write on my own. I like to get down to work early in the morning. I write on my own. I make notes. I make kind of like mind maps. I know what I want to say in any given chapter. I can't write around people. I can't even write with music on. I like to get into the world. I like the tiny little details of my work. I like to think kind of what a room smells like. I like to think what the weather's doing. I get kind of quite obsessive. Friends might say I'm kind of quite obsessive about the characters and everything and trying to get everything right. So I'm in the world. What's a strange thing is, like, at the end of the day, at the end of the working day, I have to come out and remind myself where I am. I'm slap myself around the face a little bit and give me some cold water to remind myself that I am actually back in the real world as opposed to being in the world which my characters inhabit. I think what I write from is human nature, and I think I like to put people in dilemmas. I like to get characters who are kind of opposites and put them together. They have to have a purpose that they have both got an interest in, and I think that's when the sparks fly. And it's like all good fiction is when you start creating dilemmas and conflicts. It's like Layer Cake starts, and to a degree Viva La Madness starts almost like in a paradise. They're talking about a perfect world, this is really nice. And then what happens is you stir the hornet's nest and you get people kind of attacking one another, and there's conflicts, there's clashes of personalities. The characters to me start to come alive. They're little bits of people I know, they're little bits of people I've made up, little bits of people I've read about, they're little bits of people historical figures. In this book there was a lot of stuff. I was reading a lot about psychology at the time, and the character sits out in Jamaica. He owns a hotel in Jamaica and he reads a lot of history and he reads a lot of psychology, which is kind of like what I do. So that's where my character and the narrator's character kind of overlap. So the characters are born out of them, historical figures, people I know, and there's a lot to do with, in the book, in Viva, there's a lot of talk about sampling and taking bits and pieces to create a whole new entity. And I think that's what I do with my characters. I don't judge my characters, it's not my job to judge the characters. A lot of the time you get the characters' backstories, you end up why they are like they are. My characters, sometimes I feel protective about them. There's a character in Viva La Madness, a guy called Sonny King, and he's a bit of a kind of Richard III character. You're not meant to like him, but you end up kind of quite liking him in a mad kind of way. You wouldn't want to go on holiday with him, you wouldn't want to live next door to him. But I kind of quite liked him, and I liked he's like almost got a sociopath's adaptiveness, that everything that comes his way he will turn into to his advantage. So guys like Sonny, the Sonnies of this world, I don't try and judge them, because I think there's a Sonny in me, and there's a lot of the characters, I guess, if you get really, really deep, there's bits and pieces of me in these characters, and maybe it's when I write, I get in touch with the darker side of myself, and it kind of gets taken to a safe place, or it gets written down on paper, and it kind of, I don't know, I'm not saying I'm kind of some mad bully or gangster or serial killer or anything like that, but it dissipates my kind of anger onto the page to a kind of healthy place, kind of. I hope not. I very much hope not.